Hello, everybody. Honor here. Welcome to this week's live training for moms who have deep feeling kids, sensitive kids, strong-willed kids, spirited kids, really struggling with what is the best way to support this child and have my sanity intact and have harmony in my home. And these are the outcomes that I help clients achieve, my mom clients in my Awaken Motherhood program, which is my 16-week transformational program. And I'm bringing you lessons learned from my 20 plus years as a marriage and family therapist and as a coach for moms, helping moms to create their own incredible systems for peace at home and really close connection with their kids. So a lot of my clients have kiddos who are spilling over emotionally, spiraling out. A lot of the moms I work with have had anxiety struggles for a long time. Not all of them, but sometimes that comes through motherhood, and you didn't know you didn't struggle with it before. You didn't even know you had anxiety like this before. But motherhood is a journey that opens up aspects of you, of your being, that have long been asleep. And it's a great place to learn about your own emotions and how you work and to overcome the things in your past. And a lot of people do that work with me because they are so motivated by helping their children thrive that they know they need to figure some of that stuff out. Let's dive into today's topic, which is about how to see your kid in a tantrum or a meltdown, and instead of escalating that emotional outburst or panic attack or rage attack or whatever's going on for your kiddo, instead of making that worse, how to de-escalate your child in the fastest way possible. And so a lot of people I'm going to tell you first one of the big pitfalls and mistakes that I see parents making. So a lot of people come to me for help, have had a really tough kid for at least a few years, and have tried parenting approaches that worked with their other children, right? So logic, speaking calmly to your child, offering your child an easy solution, or trying to kind of talk them down from being up in the branches. And these are things that might work with a child who has a really easygoing personality, or is pretty grounded in their nature, or is their nervous system functions well, essentially. They're not a really overly anxious child. They're not too escalated. They can kind of handle life's curveballs as they come. So it's not that hard for you, honestly. I know parenting is hard in general, but these kids are able to accept your help and maybe even accept a solution you might offer, right? Okay. So with a deep feeling child or a sensitive child or spirited, strong-willed kiddo, I also call these kids out-of-the-box kids. If you have an out-of-the-box kid, you know what I'm talking about. Tell me if you do in the comments how old your out-of-the-box kiddo is, or your sensitive or deep-feeling kid. Then you know that the sort of typical kind of being available for your kid, the logic, the sort of offering of a solution that might help, those things don't work. They fall flat. What happens instead is they actually add a pressure to your child. Your kiddo perceives that as an added pressure to please you, to make you happy, to succeed at something, to be cooperative when they can't. They're not able to get there. And so for the purpose of this talk, I'm not going to go into the other elements like clear and healthy boundaries, strategies that we get into later in my work with clients. But this first piece, you can take the mental shift today, and hopefully this will shed some light on something for you. If you are jumping in when your child is escalated to try to solve their stress, to try to solve the problem that you think is causing their stress, whether that's they can't find their shoes and they need to get out the door to school and there's a time pressure and a time crunch and your anxious kid is feeling that times 10, or you are feeling that times 10 and they are kind of just, drifting through life in their imagination and they're not really paying attention. Whoever's holding the anxiety and the pressure, it really kind of doesn't matter. But if your child is struggling to focus, to do the thing you've asked them to do, is struggling to cooperate, or is pushing back, and you find that you're wanting to get into a power struggle, you're wanting to get the thing done, what you're probably going to do when you start to feel more anxious is rush in and just make it better, make it stop. And that's normal. We do that when we don't know what we're doing, when we don't understand what our child is feeling. We want to fix it. We want to make it stop. We want to make it go away. We want to control it. And for high achievers, this is a really big pattern that I see. You want to control, make it better. If you grew up with a lot of chaos in your life, that's going to be your instinct. Okay. So what that does, again, is your child then feels pressured. So when you feel pressured, think about what happens, right? You just want to go into fight or flight mode. You want to push back. You want to fight. You want to yell. You want to, older kids will disengage or shut down teenagers. They will have an instinct to push you away because they need space. They don't want the added pressure. It's making things harder for them. They can't think already, right? Okay, so instead of rushing in to fix when you have a kid with really big emotions, what you want to be doing is learning how to slow yourself down so that you can observe what they're really feeling. It's almost never about what you think it is on the surface. Sometimes it is really simple, and the younger your kids are, the simpler it is. But the older they get, up through elementary school, then the beginning of adolescence and in junior high or middle school, what it seems like it's about is often not what it's about. And when you try to swoop into, hey, it's not that big of a deal, let's just kind of fix this, what happens is there's a whole part of them that feels unseen, misunderstood, or not recognized, not acknowledged. And you may have had this experience in your life too, so it might be really triggering for you. When they feel that, then it's a miss. They don't feel you understand them, then they're not going to let you in to share more with you about the kind of support they need or the problem they really have. That's where I start to hear parents saying, like, the relationship, I'm losing them. The relationship is not what it was when they were little. I've lost that connection with my child. I've lost them. And now I fear for what's going to happen to them and the path they're going to go down, right? So if this has happened to you, say below if this is a worry or a concern for you. I'll reach out to you and connect about it. This is a serious problem to have. This isn't something to brush under the rug or wait till tomorrow to seek help about. So when kids are 8 and up, they're at the beginning of adolescence often, not every child, but often. And that's when they start to feel really shaky. And you won't necessarily know what's going on beneath the surface for them. They won't know how to say it. Okay, so you rush in to fix. They feel not seen or understood. There's no space for them to have their feeling. Okay, what you want to do instead is slow yourself down. Check yourself. Slow yourself down. And really check in with what you're feeling and what's coming in for you. Maybe you're feeling amped up, you're feeling anxious, you're feeling a time pressure, you're feeling annoyed at them, irritated that they're just not doing the thing you've asked. You have a judgment about them. They're so disrespectful, they're so uncooperative, they're so whatever. And really check that. Check that. That's not helpful. None of that is helpful. It will all add pressure to your child. So check that. And now come back to you again and really try to look at your child with fresh eyes. Really come at them with the energy of, how can I help? Is there any kind of support you need from me? And they may not know. And this is where people come to work with me, because it's a whole barrel of monkeys of things that might be going on with them, and different strategies that will work with some kids and not with others. So one of the things I do with my clients is develop strategies that work for just the child they have and the behaviors that they're having, how that child's emotions work, and how you are wired too. And it's a very customized, individualized thing. There's no one size fits all when it comes to attuning to your child, supporting emotionally your child, and helping them regulate their feelings. You're a huge part of that equation, and helping you to learn to regulate your feelings is a huge part of this too. So if you want help with that, go ahead and just book a call. It's the first thing. I will drop my call booking link below this video. So scroll down in the comments to look for it, but it's www.honorjanetsky.com/call. That's a free consult we'll have on the phone. We're going to look at what's coming up. What are you seeing? What are you missing? And I'll help you to get a ton of clarity about your next steps. That's the first resource. And the second resource is to get registered for my next workshop. It's a 4-steps workshop. This one focusing more on peaceful connection with your child. So eliminating the meltdown tantrum cycle, but really, really building that beautiful closeness, connection, and peace with your child. So you get more cooperation. So you know that they are going to absolutely thrive in their life. No doubts at all about it. And this is exactly where my clients end up in Wake Motherhood. So you're going to be hearing some examples of that and ways that I help them. And this is a great place to start if you have been searching for help, you've been considering therapy, you've been, maybe you've worked with a parent coach before or something else, and you're not getting the results that you need. You're not feeling at peace about where your kid is at with their emotional regulation, with their behaviors. You're not sure that you are on the right path. And we want you to have that certainty and to know that you are doing what your kid needs. So book a call and then get registered for the workshop. I'll drop that link below as well. And we already have a ton of signups. There's a limit to how many people will be able to come onto the live session. So go ahead and sign up now, and then we'll send you those details to your inbox. We go live January 20th and 21st. So this is coming up. This is the perfect time to decide what kind of year you're going to have in motherhood and with your children. If you're struggling in any way to understand them and how to help them, this is for you, mama. So go ahead and sign up when you see the link below. And I can't wait to hear what you guys are needing help with. You can drop those kind of ideas, thoughts, and questions in the comments below. I love hearing from you. Welcome to everybody who's new here. Please, this is a place where you can post, ask questions, drop your comments below, and look forward to connecting with you soon. Take care.